Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this series of videos, we're working on the upgraded AZ500 exam, which is now marked as AZ500X. If you go to GitHub and search for Azure Security Technologies Labs, this is a new set of labs, and this is like lab 7, so we have already 6 other videos to covering the other security features that you should know if you're taking or preparing for the Azure Security Engineer certification. So in this particular lab, we're going to go and look at network security group, which is called NSGs, and application security group, which is ASGs, and how to use them. This is a very, very important topic. Networking is integral part of cloud environment, and you have to make sure that your network is very, very secure, and all the resources that you're deploying, you gotta have a very, very tight control on them. Okay. So just like any other lab, we have some scenarios. In our scenario, our organization has 2 groups of servers: web servers and the management servers. Okay, each group of servers should be on its own application security group. So that you can do, and we'll see how to do that. And you should be able to RDP into management service, but not to the web servers. So your RDP ports you can enable for the management servers, but not to the web servers. The web server should display the IIS web page when accessed from the internet. So you gotta open up either port 80 or 440 depending upon the requirement. And the network security group rules should be used to control the network access. Okay, so we're gonna deploy all the resources that we're gonna use in this lab to the East US region. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We create the virtual network infrastructure, and we're going to deploy the virtual machines to create the network. Okay, so let's start. So 4 tasks: create the virtual network, create 2 application security groups, create network security group, and associate it with the virtual network subnet. So we're gonna not associate the virtual machines, we'll just associate the subnets to this network security groups, and then create inbound NSG security rules to allow RDP traffic and all traffic to web servers, and web traffics to web servers, and RDP to the management servers. So how do you do that? Pretty simple. You go to your portal, you search for virtual networks, and then you create a virtual network, and we're going to use a resource group named this, where we're going to put our network. So let's go to our Azure environment. Let's see, I'm in the default directory, couple tabs we don't need, so let's get rid of them. And okay, this tab is what we need. So from here, just search for search for virtual networks, and it showed up right here. So I'll click on that one, and we'll click on the add button right here. I already have some virtual networks, but I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to use the resource group, a new resource group for this particular lab. Say OK, and we're going to configure the way our lab is asking us to do. So my virtual network, whatever that's asking, and we're going to use East US as our region of preference where we're going to deploy this. So on the IP, we're going to use 10.10.0.16 address space, and we're going to use 10.10.0.24 subnet for that particular network. Okay, so let's go to IP address. So now it says 10.0.0.0, so you can change that to 10.0.0.16 and add a subnet and call it default, and then do 10.0.0.0/24, and you just say add. It should give you the default subnet right here. Okay, and it will say if you have any overlaps of your virtual machines. Now don't worry about it, this is something it's not going to cause any problem for our particular lab over here. Okay, so we got that. So now back on the IP address tab, create virtual network, review and create. So now this is all we need to do, so just click on review and create. So that should create a virtual network within that particular resource groups. Okay, so we are done. Now application security group creation is also very, very simple. We're gonna search again for the application security group, and we go over here again just like this, and look at the other that deployment. So the virtual network is actually done. You can actually go to the resource, and this is what it is. So we have subnets right here. The default subnet is created, and DDoS protection basic is always available to you, and we're gonna spend some more time here, but if you want you can just spend some time if you're doing the lab with me. Let's go and just create the application security group next. So if you again search for it, get it, and right over here is the add button. Add a new one, and let's see, is it the same resource group? I think, yeah, it's the same resource group. We're gonna put the application security group, and we're gonna call it my ASG server. So from here, this time you're gonna select the resource group that we created in the previous state. This is gonna be the name of the application security group. East2S is where we wanna create it. So let's just create it, and it should create our application security group. Okay, one that's going on pretty good. So let's come over here. So we're done with all of that. Create a network security group and associate the NSG to the subnet. So the next thing is to create the network security group, and once this is created, we only have one subnet right now, so it looks like we're going to create some more subnet and then associate. So let's first see if that deployment is successful. Looks like this is still, yeah, this is also successful. So you can go to the resource again, and this should share the application security group, and you see you have a lot less number of options. On the network security group, you had your blade had so many different things that you can do. Here you don't have that much. So you have overview, you have really not that much over here at all. Okay, so let's come back over here. Let's see what are we gonna do next. Next we're gonna create, we said, the application security group. So copy that one, come back over here and search for it again, application security network security group. Never ever go for the classic. These are the legacy. Always go for the modern version of it, unless you have a very specific reason to. All right, so we're here now. We're going to create a new network security group where we're going to apply all of our rules, networking rules. It's kind of the firewall rules. We're going to block some traffic. Again, I'm going to choose the same resource group that we are using. This the name and region is all looks good. So just if you click on review and create, it should give you that, and validation is successful. So let's create the network security group. Shouldn't take more than like 15 seconds. It's very fast. So let's see what's going on. Once this is done, navigate. We're gonna back and we're gonna click on this entry, and we're gonna click on the subnets, and looks like we're gonna associate the default subnet to this particular network security group. So let's see. Look, it's done. So just click on the go to resource to go to the my NSG. So this one has a lot more features as well. So the thing that we want to do, we want to go to subnets, and if you go to subnets, you see this associate button. If you click on it, you can associate a lot of networks. For this one, since we are interested in the lab 07, so I'm going to copy this one, and here I have only one subnet that I can associate. I say okay, so that subnet is now associated with this particular NSG, or you can say this subnet is now protected by this particular network security group. So any security rules that I apply to this network security group will also be applied to the subnet or any resources deployed within the subnet. That's a good way to, apply network security rules and be consistent with all the resources that you deploy within a resource group or within a subnet. So let's come back over here and let's see. Now next is create the inbound security rule for all traffic to web server and RDP. So here, so this is the inbound security rule. So if you come over here and if you look at it, okay, so here you have inbound security rule and the outbound security rule under the settings. You just need to click on inbound security rule. There are some security rules that are always there by default, and you cannot even delete or do anything about it. So all you can do is really override them if you need to, So come up with your own lower priority number, and then write your rule in a way that these become ineffective. All right, so once we are here, what do we need to do? We gonna add a inbound security rule, and we want to allow port 80 and 443 to the my ASG web servers application security group. So what they're saying, add a new rule, okay, source any port ranges 80 and 443, those two, and destination, it wants to use the application security group, and we have only one, so this is the destination application security group. Actually, sorry, source port should be any, so this is star, and the destination is going to be 80 and 443. Okay, and both of them are TCP protocol, so use that one, and you're going to allow that one. So let's see, that meets our, yeah, so name we're going to change allow web all. Allow web all is what we need to name it, so allow web all. And on the inbound rule, add to create the new inbound rule. So again, review this one more time. What you're saying, from any source, from internet or anywhere, from any port, if a connection is made to the application security group, which is this particular instance of the application security group, if the request is to go to port 80 and 443 and the protocol is TCP, then allow it, let it go, and you click add. So you should have a rule that allows connection from anyone to this particular web server application security group. All right, so we have done that. Then we're gonna configure our 3389 port. So in this one, we're gonna do add again, and my ASG management server, we did not create two application security group, I don't think. Maybe we have missed a step, so let's go back over here. Yeah, so there is another, I'm not sure if we created this one. So if we have not, so let's just go back and verify if you have created both. If not, we'll just create one real quick. Application security group, if you just go there, there's only one we created, so we missed one. So let's just create another one for the resource group, the same resource group. Name is going to be, web servers we have already created, so we need one for management servers. Okay, so this is going to tell you how easy it's going to be, how useful this is to create our application security groups. Okay, that's, I think, all you need. Just create this one and create. So once you have done that, you can go back to the NSG, and again, it just takes 15 seconds maybe. So you go to the resource. Right now, again, nothing has been configured on this one, so we'll go back to the network security group, and here we have added one rule to allow web all to the NSG web servers application security group. We're gonna add another one, so again, click and then add, and this time, as I said, resource group, sorry, no, we're not creating network security group, we're just gonna add inbound security rules. This is the add button that I need. Source any, port any, destination, this time application security group, we're gonna choose our management servers. Here destination port range is 3389, and again, it's a TCP protocol, we're gonna allow that. And let's see, we need a name, and no, this is already done, so allow RDP all, and 110 is fine. So that's good, we're on the right track. We just need to change the name of it and hit add, so it should add another. So what you have done, you have configured allow web all for this particular application security group, and allow RDP all to the to the my AZ management servers. Okay, that's a very clever way to do your inbound rules. Okay, let's see what else do we need to do. Now deploy virtual machines and test the network filters. Okay, now you have everything, but nothing is really configured. So now we need to create a virtual machine that is going to work as a web server. We want to create a virtual machine that is going to work as the management server. We're going to associate each virtual machine to its own application security group. Okay, so that's not done right now. And then we're going to test the network traffic filtering. Okay, how do you create a virtual machine and to use as a web server? And we're going to go search for a virtual machine. Okay, and from this virtual machine we're gonna create a Windows Server 2019 data center. So let's go over here, and we can actually just search virtual machines, right, like just like that, and click on it and say add. Once you do that, it's gonna ask you that if you want to create some virtual machines, we're gonna create it within that particular resource group. And the virtual machine name, let's come back and see what name we want. VM web, so this one we're going to use for the web server. So let's use that name, EastUS data center 2019. Let's Ubuntu. So just drop down, click on the drop down, and here we go. So just select the data center 19, and standard DS2 v3 is probably automatically selected. No, it's not. So if it's not, you can click on it and you can select standard D2S. What is my D2S v3? I think that's what they're asking, right? Let's see, D2S v3. So let's copy that one, select. It's gonna be pretty it's not the super, but it's that's okay. Actually, I don't even need that much. Let me come down and not waste too much money. So click size. I'm just going to change this to a little bit lower price. I don't know how long I want to keep this one. So instead of that one, I'm just going to go and opt for a cheaper version. Maybe not super cheap. Maybe go for, actually, you know what? Let's stick to that one for now. Okay, so we got that. Then username and password. So it's username, provide the username and look for the password. This is my password. Copy this and paste it, confirm your password, and from here public inbound ports, you just say no. Okay, so you do not allow any public inbound ports, and already have a Windows Server license. No, I don't have anything like that. Then disk type, change it to standard hard disk. So on the disk type from premium, just change it to standard. I think that's all you needed to deploy this machine, right? On the networking tab, create new below the virtual network. Okay, so here what they are asking, let's go to the network tab as well. So networking is, go over here. Subnet, it's gonna be deployed inside the default. That is fine. Subnet range and the address range is automatically selected, should be fine. Then network security group is none, that is good. Security group says advanced. Okay, so say advanced, then which is the network security group? So we already have a network security group, so we can use that one. Okay, advanced my NSG. So this is the one that we already have. Let's see, anything else that we need to configure. IP is already my VM web IP. My virtual network is the network. So everything else looks pretty good to me. And on the management boot diagnostic, we are going to turn it on. So next boot diagnostic, we're going to turn it on, and at this time we can review and create. Okay, so that is going to deploy a virtual machine. Review and create. that's gonna cost pretty good amount of money every hour. So once we're done with the lab, we better delete this at the end of our lab session. And if you're doing these labs, also, keep in mind, if you have a trial subscription, don't keep your deploy resources if you're not using it. Just get rid of it, delete it, delete the resource groups, so you're not charged for the items that you are not actively using. So you still have your money, so you can use your trials for the entire month and not run out of money. And at the end of your free trial, you cannot do anything. So this deployment is underway. So let's see what else do we need to do. We need to create another virtual machine, and this virtual machine, we're going to configure that as a management server. Okay, so about the same thing we're going to do. We're going to name it a little bit differently. So while this is going on, we can still go to virtual machine. So you don't have to wait for that machine creation to be done. So you can start the other machine creation process as well. Name is this, and I'm going to put it under the same resource group, EastUS, and again let's choose our data center. That size is fine for now. Student, and then that resource, by the way, is now done. Where is there is my super secret password. Okay, so that is my password, that is my password. Again, I think I do not need anything, so no public inbound ports, none. You can do the same thing, go to the disk, and on the disk I don't need premium, switch back to standard, go to networking. On a networking, default subnet is probably okay, that IP, it looks fine. Advanced, it's gonna same, my NSG is what we're gonna use. The only thing, subnet, let's see if they're creating a new subnet here or not. They're putting it in the same subnet, and looks like again, from the management, we're gonna turn on the boot diagnostics. Oh, it's already on. Or which diagnostic was off, probably it's no. So I'll just keep it the way that it is, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep it that way right here with the defaults. And now we're gonna create this particular virtual machine as well. Okay, review and create, and it should create my virtual machine. So what we have not done yet, we have not associated my application security groups to these virtual machines. So that's the next thing that we are most likely to do, associate each virtual machine network interface to its application security group. So how do you do that? So this one is already done, so let's go to that virtual machine. So you can just directly search by a name of a machine, it should show up, and right there it is. So you go there, and on a networking, if you click on it, it should give you your network interface card. So that's your network interface. So you can click on that one, and over here we have the network security groups. Let's see where exactly we need to associate that. So networking, on the networking blade we had the application security group tab. So let's go back, verify on the networking blade, go back, networking blade. Sometimes they have so many things that you can do, so let's verify that we're on the networking. So do we are on networking blade, right? We are. So attach, detach, add inbound. So let me hunt for it. Alright, I found it. It's little bit kind of hidden. So that network security group, this is really, I would expect that to be here, but this is part of your like a particular network card, so it's over here. And what you need to do, you need to configure the application security group. So now you click from here, and we have two application security groups. So this, since this is the web, so we're gonna assign the web server security group with this particular network security card. So we have done that, and while it's working on, the other machine deployment is also done, so we can go to that resource as well. And again, go to networking, go to the network interface card. Once you're there, what did I miss? Go back. So go back in here, here. So under networking, you actually don't even have to click on this. So you have the inbound rule, outbound rule, and the network security group. And here, this one, since it's the management, I'm gonna assign the management application security group to this particular virtual machine, virtual network interface. Say save. So, and look, the last one we have done successfully. This is going on, so this should be done momentarily. So we have done all of that. We have configured now our application security group to be properly associated with the right network interface cards. So the last thing is now that's remaining is test the network traffic filtering. So in this one, we're gonna log into the management, because for this one I have the port 3389 is open. So let's try to go over here. Let's do a virtual machine, and I'm gonna list all the virtual machines that are running right now in my environment. Looks like I have quite a bit right now. The web one is the one that I'm interested in right now, so let's copy this. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna connect to that machine from using a different client that I have, because I don't have the RDP client. I'm using an Ubuntu machine, so I'm just gonna create. Let's see, this is the one. Which one did we select? This is the web. So web, you won't be able to connect using RDPs, and that's why you are not getting any response back. So the machine that you can connect is the management one. So let's go to that one. So get the IP address. So close. This is not gonna work because your application security group or your NSG is not allowing any connection. Student, and let's get our super secret password again. Copy, paste, and say okay. So now I should be able to connect to that machine. If you're using Windows, it's very easy. You just click on the connect button, click on the RDP, and it should give you a download RDP. So you just download that file and open with your RDP client, and just go through your username and password. It's very easy. So we have proven that we can connect to the machine, and this is what is showing up. This is the web server. Let's see what else do we need to do once we are in. So we are going to install the web server, and it's also pretty easy to install. You just want to use your PowerShell, and you're going to install a Windows feature. So it's pretty easy command: install dash Windows feature, and what you're installing is dash name is web server and include management tool. It's once you do this couple times, you won't forget that command. So go to if I can type right, PowerShell. So that's the PowerShell window that we have. From here we just click on the command, and you just say, yeah, go ahead buddy, install your Windows server, and it should give you this very familiar PowerShell type installation, where you are at 24% right now. Momentarily, you will have a IIS server serving web pages for the whole world. See how great Microsoft is these days. Well, they're always great. Come over here, wait for the installation to complete. It may take a couple of minutes. At this point, you can verify if that can be accessed via HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, so it's almost there. So once that's done, we can go over here and we can paste that. No, not that. So we can again get to the overview page, get the IP address, and let's just try to go to that server. And if you try to go, Once this installation is done, you will see that a web page will be displayed. Nothing is showing up here. That means this installation is still going on. So let's go back. It's 92% done. So it should be done in a couple minutes or even less, and then we should be able to see a web page. Still not there. Okay, still not there. Now it says it's successful. So let's try it a couple more times and verify I have got the right no hold on, this is the VM management. Why did we install the virtual machine in this server though? Okay, let's see which one are we on. We are on 117. It's the lab. Hold on. We think we are on the wrong one. So test the network connection, navigate back to on the VM management network we logged in. No, on the management network they're asking no. Okay. This is the management network. Okay, so what they're saying, on the management network we have not opened the port. So although we install, it's not going to do anything. Okay, because the no port is open for that one. How is it going to do anything? So what we'll do, we'll go to the virtual VM web blade. So although I don't have any direct connection to VMweb, but I can go to this, and there is a way to run your PowerShell commands somewhere down here. Where is it? It's let's come. Run command is what you're looking for. So here, if there's so many, you can always search run command here. So here from the portal, you're going to run some command within the virtual machine. So run PowerShell script is what you need. And here you got to put that command that we just ran inside the management, and you still have nothing accessible because the ports are not open there, buddy. So even though we have installed, it's not going to do anything. So let's come here. So let's install our web server here. Now again, remember in this one we don't have direct access, but once it's installed, because of the ports are open, we should be able to connect to that one. So let's give it another couple minutes or so. So script execution is progress, and you will see a good message back when the execution is completed. You will have another message. So let's wait for that, and once this is there, and we should be able to go to this particular machine's IP and be able to verify that this has been installed properly. Okay, so I think we have already done all of our checks though. So we first tried to log in to the web server using our RDP connection, and we could not. It failed. So that's it. Okay, the RDP connection is there, but it's not available for the web server. Then we went inside the management server, and it was possible. Then we accidentally installed a web server within the management server virtual machine. We tried to connect to that, but we could not connect it. Why? Because the port is not available for that particular management server. It's not serving port 80 or 443. Then we came back out. Then we went to the portal, accessed the console from portal because we do not have RDP connection to the web server. From there we are running this command, and as soon as this command is successful, it's still running, you should have web server installed to the other VM, and we should be able to go, and once we refresh this page, it should serve you the IIS default web pages, because for the web server we have opened our 40 and 443. Hope all of that makes sense. If it does not, go through it multiple times. Make sure that you absolutely understand all the steps that we have completed in this lab. Alright, so while this is going on, I'm just going to open up in another tab. Sometimes when the installation is going on, even before it says that it's done, you will see sometimes that web page is actually available to you. So let's do that. See, there we go. So so now we have successfully installed the IIS web server in our web server VM, and everything is serving just fine. We're all happy, you're happy, and we have completed the lab very successfully. Okay, now if you want, now you can clean up your resources, and it's a pretty simple operation. Remove AZ resource group, and then you delete everything and force as job. It will start this as a background job and delete everything for you. I need this resource for something else, so I will not do that right now. But I hope you have a very good understanding, very solid understanding how you can use the network security group and application security group cleverly and make secure your network. Okay, good luck if you're studying for the exam. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any comments for me, please leave it in the comment box. Subscribe, share it with friends, and enjoy learning Azure. Thank you.